Skies clip doesn't happen without that tool.
I think like when you compare to other games, I don't know if you should be able to have it every round. That's sort of the argument.
Yeah.
Games, it's an investment. It's a big risk.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the game, though. I've heard the arguments, and I haven't heard a single compelling argument as to why it shouldn't be in. But, hey, it's in right now. We're going to enjoy it. These are some awesome...
It's staying in.
Well, I think in the past it's been smokes are the issue, right?
Sure,
it's like smokes were. Smokes were a problem.
So plenty of amp posts where he was like probably dogging on snipers. Like,
no, I had study, so I love
study. Nah, but after that, I'm sure you didn't.
Well, that had formal.
That was after that.
I like snipers.
Who got snipers removed originally?
Well, it was just that like smokes were bad.
Yeah, I think really smokes were like broken.
But also they added aim assist. So like when snipes were in, there was no aim assist back in BO4. Ever since aim assist has been back in on them.
Well, because BO3 they didn't have it. It was just that one sniper, the 3 burst, like had it like back in BO3.
Yeah.
If snipers get banned, it's Scrap's fault.
Yeah. I don't even understand. He's pretty good with this.
Well, I think they all have to vote, so I don't know if it's just one guy's fault. That's
but it's like influence, you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, map 1 and a best of 5 is going on right now. It's Orgless taking on G2. Who's going to go 8-3 like the Bears?
It's definitely Slasher's fault still.
All right, let's go. Let's hop into this one. Me and my duo Jay here.
Let's get it, brother.
Orgless versus G2. G2 have been on somewhat of a heater. 15-6 map count. Losers round 1 start. Jay finds himself up against Orgless, who up until the Optic match have been absolutely dominant.
Yeah, I think if you're G2, you're feeling super confident going into this because you've been playing some lights out Call of Duty. And an opposite side for Orgless, the one match you played was probably versus the best team in the game, and Envoy sort of struggled in those respawns. So he's definitely looking for a bounce back early in onto the P1. You have initial time for at least 5 seconds, but with 35 seconds remaining, G2 are more focused on playing keep away and maintaining this side of the map.
Yep, well, G2 going to get control for now. A couple players coming through bottom mid. That's Neptune. He's been on an absolute heater. You saw #1 in our hardpoint ranks. How is he playing? Going to get taken out. And the trades are coming in. Just Sib left. Got to start thinking about rotation. Sib is already here, one-on-one versus Sky. Some shots down. Reinforcements coming in. Going to get taken out.
Oh, I thought he was going to be able to at least find that second kill, put more damage into Astria, because this is the spawn out. You don't want to have that full health spawns all the way across the map. And now Orgless are in a position to take the lead and hold it down for a little bit, because all these routes from G2 Minnesota are going to take some time. Sky's working around the deep back. His teammate does find an opening kill, and one player from Orgless does spawn all the way across the map. So now you have the numbers. G2 got to go.
Absolutely. G2 have to go now, and they almost had it on rotation, but it was Sib who made the play. Sky's in the back, shots down on the Ghosty. Crimp with the cleanup, and there goes control. G2 going to extend their lead.
And Mamba's already created an extra layer. Let me push shot towards the front side of these broken buildings. Let me find one. You have Crimp and Astria off the respawn, locating the player, working around the pinch. And so far, this has been a great P2 hold. They're fighting wave after wave and consistently running up that scoreboard. Only 20 seconds to remain here. It seemed with Mamba finding that double, this is all going G2's way. So Orgless are just going to forfeit this and set up at P3.
Yeah, Orgless set up at P3. We know you can push out both sides and kind of get a lockdown here. It can be a very difficult break, but this is the key fight. Sib on the pinch, finding one. Can he get two? The teamwork comes in. That's a full wipe, and you're going to be able to get a big chunk here.
Yeah, and those are one of those scary situations. When you're giving up a good chunk of time at old time, about 20 seconds, you're allowing that team to take a lot of space away from you. And if you lose those fights, then it's double the trouble. But at least they managed to hold down the back spawns. So far been uncontested here at the P3. You're forcing all of G2 to jump through top mid. Yeah, that's not ideal. Someone's got to win a gunfight on the route.
Yeah, you saw it got like kind of dicey there because Sib won the first battle in the deep spawn, and then they opted to send one player again. Sib just commits to it, and now find themselves back in a tie game. But here comes the push on the side of G2. Couple kills come in. Mamba with one. Can he get the second? He does. In control on the side of G2.
Yeah, that was a shot beat down right there from Mamba. You can always count on this guy to give you a couple highlights around the map. Finding that first kill is going to spawn Sib all the way on the opposite side. So you had the numbers. You had the advantage. You got to trade it out towards the back. But Ghosty is not going to make it easy. Lines up all three. Spawn secured for Orgless. They have the rotation to new.
Yeah, just massive plays by the ARs. Back-to-back hills. Sib on the previous hill, and then Ghosty going into new. This can be a lockdown as well. You got the pressure out front. Ghosty pushed up, and the rest of the players on G2 trying to hit a wide push through Dojo. It's going to be, once again, the AR Sib trying to fend them off.
He has two players right in front of him. Is able to take care of the first, but the trade is in for Skies. Now the back spawns are going to be there for G2. At least you would think, but Sim is going to spawn right behind 2 players, get to at least 1. You're still able to read the pressure, but I don't know if you're going to read this second guy on the opposite side. Mamba lines up a double. The break is in.
Yeah, talk to him, Jay. So on this hill so far, what's been the best way to break it thus far? Because it's kind of tough. The routes around, they're like slow developing. We're seeing some teams bang out front. Give me your thoughts.
Realistically, you have to just take some mid-map control. You cannot funnel your way in this game in general, just one side and just bank on raw talent, just gunfights to find early breaks. So just getting a little bit of success, winning one gunfight around that mid-map area, forcing them to look in a different direction makes it your best chance at breaking.
And we're going to head back towards the middle of the map here. Almost a tie, about a 9-point lead. See, trying to fight for mid. That's Sib. He's going to get taken out. Early control on the side of G2. Estriel taken down. And this is a tough situation trying to break in here. You have to try to get your tax on for the trophies come in. None going to land onto Kremp. He finds one. Skies with another. G2 set up here on P1.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest difference right now is those trophies just that come into the second rotation of these HPs because G2 now can fully set up around mid-map. You started off with the initial time, and you still have the side of the map that you want going into that P2, but the early break, or at least a good break, there from Orgless, just keeping themselves into the mix. You can take this 20 seconds, but the battle rotation's 100% going in favor of G2. They're looking to hold it down again.
Yeah, I thought Estriel's maybe going to have the angle on the dojo spawn. Just didn't quite read it. We're still only 9 days in. But the scrap time going to go towards Orgless. First player pushed up is Envoy, trying to make a play, drawing some attention. But you see, Sib gets taken down. That's going to sort of slow down their push here. What are Orgless going to do? Down a couple people, you have to slow down and regain.
Yeah, you do. And now you're just banking on Envoy to get something done on this pinch route. 6 and 15 start. Dill's not having another good start to a respawn. Yeah. And he continues to struggle. And that's why this score is looking like this. You need to be consistent in a game like Black Ops 7, where you're always getting into those engagements. But G2 so far, again, flawless at this P2. You are forcing Orgless to try to break through front, try to break through the middle of the map, and trophies are not going to make it any easier because no stuns and nades are connected.
Yeah, and as you mentioned on the hill prior, like you can't just burrow through the front, right? You have to get bottom lobby control because the angle from the side door, you can at least put some shots down and not allow them to be able to just spray your teammates front. And, you know, look at that situation, Orgless not able to set up, and, you know, you can get this scrap, but going to be down about 30 points. Next hill is going to be massive.
Yeah, and that's a massive double kill out of Skies off the rotation. Now you know that you guaranteed have the numbers off towards new. Just got to locate where one player is going to be. It's Mr. McLeod. He's able to take down one, but the number's good enough for the early break. You're going to be able to set up properly as well with Mamba working on that repitch to take down Ghosty. Now all the focus on the front.
Yeah, just a bit weird play out of Mamba. It's unreadable, right? He's pushed up, kind of giving up the back, circles back, takes down Ghosty. Now you put yourself in a fantastic position. Skies on a 5, working on a Hellstorm. He has been everywhere on rotation, pushing out cuts. Skies is a man on a mission.
On 5 in a row. Potentially earn himself the Hellstorm. There goes kill number 6. The teammates are just keeping the bait flowing. Looking to line up another couple. Give me kill number 7. Hellstorm now earned. But through that entire process, Orgless are trying to break through mid. The good thing is, at least for them now, is that they have an opportunity to sort of get themselves back into this game with the rotation over towards P4.
Yeah, and you know, it's early, like I said, but when we've been playing this map a lot, this feels like the right play. You apply pressure towards old so they can't just fly through. So far, so good for Orgless. First time it was Sib on the rotation. This time, it's going to have to be Neptune. Finds one, gets away with his life. The pinch is coming in. They're going to have to take down Estriel if they want to control these spawns, in which they do.
And the first attempt, you might as well just go with the guns. Everybody's going to rally through the front side of your G2, and even if you fail in this first try, you still got the Hellstorm in the back pocket. But so far, trade for trade, blow for blow, Sib and Ghosty combined for a couple, and that's all 4 dead. So off the respawn, Skies might be thinking about using that Hellstorm, but they get the back spawn, so instantly back into the fight.
Yeah, you can get this within 25 points. You're able to get this remaining 30. All in the back right now. The team kill comes in. That's going to screw them over if somebody can follow that up with one, but nope, doesn't matter. Ghosty, absolutely unbelievable. Huge win, picks up the Dravik, and they're closing this gap, Jay.
Yeah, but Estriel is still not going to let them walk away with this time for free. At least attempt to try to break this. Krep from the outskirts is going to walk away with that one-on-one. So the final 10 in favor of G2, keeping themselves a nice little comfortable lead. Going into our third set, up by about 45, but This is where, if you are Orgless, head on a swivel. The Hellstorm in the back pocket. G2 are playing for the positionings before they invested.
Yes, you know, Ghosty having a sneaky good game. He's in position here to make a big play. All the information is going to come in from Skies. Ghosty's trying to find one. He can't. Just trailing him the entire time. Finally takes him down. Oh, he had him hostage. All right.
Okay, all right, but Ghosty pops a double.
We're losing, bro.
On 4 in a row. Sib also gets another kill, so at least for now, you're able to get him off of the time you've already withstood. That Hellstorm being invested, and it got nothing done on the side of G2. So if you were looking for a window on the way back in, they found it.
Yeah, and things got a bit chaotic. You saw on the minimap, every player on G2 completely spread, both sides, and a couple coming from P3. That's going to allow Orgless here to get this remaining scrap time. And, you know, they're in position with spawns going into new.
Yeah, and this is the first time they're ever going to have these spawns so far throughout this map. Ghosty is popping takeover. Kill number 5 almost lines up kill number 6. But now you got to take care of Crep and Esther. You do it with the quickness. So clean rotation, clean setup here at the P4, but everyone from G2 towards the back.
Yeah, everybody pushed up on the side of Orgless. Just a mental mistake there. Everybody spawning in the back. You can hold this from the front, but it's going to be a hell of a lot harder when you got Skies popping 2 pieces.
Yeah, Skies already pops 2. Mamba with the team kill still gives them the numbers advantage.
Ghosty
but
again.
It's Ghosty again. This time picking up the Dravik. Lines up a double. And this is starting to get scary now if you're G2 because they're only down by 10 points. They have you trapped in towards the backside of this P2, and Ghosty is not missing any shots.
Yeah, they're just holding it from the front right now, just farming them up the stairs and in the lobby. Neptune in the mix, 15 and 24, but we know he can get going at any point. It's a tie game headed over towards P3.
The fact that this is a lead change with everything that G2 had in their pocket going into that third set is insane. Ghosty is just making play after play. Now the battle of the rotation. You know it's a one-on-one gunfight. Let me try to make it a 2v1, but Mamba's able to take care of your teammate. So it's still all on Dan. Surrounded by players, gets taken down, and now G2 with the numbers can set up and close it out here.
Yeah, Orgless had a massive opportunity there. Ghosty gets taken down. Neptune made a great play, but now it's G2 able to respond, funneling through that statue. They find a couple of kills. The pressure's in from Estriel. First kill down. Envoy taking out Estriel with 2, taking over this game. They can win it here.
Yeah, and now that forces that last player who was alive at Neptune to not play as fast. He was trying to work on that mid route, but no one waiting for him to develop on that angle. You all walk into the preams of Estriel, and he just pops takeover. 28 and 21. You can no longer win it here. So the player on this side of the map is Envoy. You gotta value your life, or you're gonna spawn all the way across that. He is going to fall, but at least your teammates get the break for the final 15.
All right, so we're gonna see how G2 approaches this. Remember what we said, you wanna apply a little bit of pressure. We just saw that from Skies. He's able to take down 1, but Neptune is at new, checking every corner. Neptune, he goes, finds Estriel, another one in front of him, stunned, not able to connect, and G2 gonna be able to set up at new.
And now it's all gonna fall into the hands of Ghosty again. Working on this deep route, he is gonna get spotted by Mamba. You only need 15 seconds to clear out the back. Everyone focuses on the front. One wave of kills, and this map's yours.
Yeah, you have to fly through front. You see Ghosty taking a route. He's been the player all game long. Can he find an entry for the team? Not able to do it. G2 on the hard point tear have been absolutely dominant.
That is unbelievable, man. They were in control of that map for a majority of that opening hard point. But when it starts to get a little bit scary, when you invest the Hellstorm, get nothing with it at the P1, when you try to play for that rotation over towards P2, and it's the first time that Orgless actually put themselves in a position to dominate that hill, even with G2 spawning towards the back.
Yeah.
But when they needed to find a break, a good 15 seconds on that final hard point, you win the gunfights for the players pushing out towards the back, and then you shut down to find a way through the front. Again, the teamwork from Minnesota on full display.
Yeah, looking at the scoreboard, damage numbers pretty close. Everybody, putting down some damage. 2 minutes in the hill on the side of Estriel and Kremp. We switch gears. We talked a lot about Neptune coming out with a stinker, 18 and 30. He's going to have to match the pressure on the side of Estriel and Kremp. He has to in this series. We've seen Envoy, 24 and 32. Not the greatest map, but hey, only down 0-1. This team is still star-studded.
Even your superstar SMG players will struggle if you're not winning a majority of these rotations.
Yeah.
We're talking about consistently fighting tough gunfights versus players who shoot straight. These are the best in the world. You have to start taking that initiative. When we're out of the play, setting up the forfeit on that old time and properly setting up at new, because dying off rotation is hurting yourself. But fighting those gunfights on the opposing end, which is not good, is not going to help.
All right. right, so take me in the mind right here of how they're thinking. When we get over towards the P3, and we're going to pull up the game flow chart for you guys so you can see the back and forth battle that they had. But on the P3, you saw Orgless was set up early. Neptune made a great play, pushed all the way up. Ghosty was mid, but they tried to get the end game set up early. How would you like to see them change the way they played that?
It has to just be a little bit safer towards Dojo's side, because if you have pushed out front, that's easy to hold. There's a head glitch, there's the outskirts wall run, then you can dominate that side. And if you're forcing them to jump up the mid, even better, because you're not going to have the advantageous spot, or at least the situations with the head glitches to give yourself the advantage from jumping up mid. It's just they got a little bit too aggressive on one side, try to take too much space away, and that was the opening that G2 needed.
Yeah, and this was the lockdown setup that they had. This when Skies went on his streak to pick up the Hellstorm. He was making huge plays.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, his life lasted so long. Prior to this, he was mid. He found 2 on the mid rotation, and then he was the guy at the spearhead of the challenge. So I think we're seeing kind of a reinvented Skies from a couple years ago. And you know, when you have Estrio and Krep flying in front of you, we've heard the comms from Mamba. He's a fantastic teammate. I'm not surprised that G2 looked this good.
No, because it's always been like a question when you talk about these kind of players with their consistency level. Because we saw it all last year. Estrio was one of the best SMGs in the beginning of the game, but then fell off as the season went on. Krep, you could say the same thing. He was a lighting shining armor for that Cloud9, especially in Search and Destroy, but he had some times where he was just inconsistent. Right now, these guys are firing on all cylinders, and this is what it looks like when you're on point.
They're only scratching the surface as well.
Yeah.
You got to think more development's going to come in from Mamba as he plays with some of these guys, and you know, Estrio's pretty young in his career as well, so this would be a massive win for them versus some star-studded players. But coming into the Search and Destroy, you got Team Orgless. What have been your thoughts on them in that game mode so far throughout the invitation?
I feel like their Search and Destroy has been up and down, because Sib, he's the player that's running the sniper for this team. So on maps where he needs to have an impact, he's either getting those shots done or just simply getting shut down. You have playmakers like Ghosty, like Envoy, who can slip behind enemy lines, but if they're not winning their one-on-one gunfights, you're also going to struggle. So I feel like this map is going to come down to what Mr. McLeod can do and what Envoy can do, because on Colossus, these SMGs need to be hitting.
Yeah, they need to be hitting. We're going to have a quick reset here, trying to get this Colossus loaded up. It's been an interesting map. You know, you talk about letting snipers in. I thought we'd see it on some of the bigger maps.
Yeah.
I did not expect to see as many clips from Colossus Search with a sniper. Why do you think that is?
It's because it just throws you off guard. The map's so small. You're expecting an AR or an SMG in everyone's hands, but these players are professionals for a reason. You saw quick scopes left and right. They are not afraid to make plays, even with a gun that shoots one bullet.
So talk to me, all right. So these guys have been watching Skies go off with a sniper throughout this tournament so far. If you're on the side of Orgless, as you can see the graphic pulled up, Skies has been outperforming him in Search and Destroy throughout this tournament. How do you slow Skies down with the sniper in hand on this map?
You just don't give him any ego challenge, because right now with the wall balancing, the angles you're able to take, especially on a map like Colossus, you can't be too aggressive and force those fights, because if he's just holding a pre-aim, so far everybody's been hitting their shots. I've barely seen any hit markers, so you gotta try to slow him down, but I don't really think like that's their main focus. Oh, we gotta shut down a sniper on a map like Colossus. No, you just have to set the tone. Your SMG struggled in map 1. Let's fight for early satchel control. Let's fight for top mid and dominate that map control.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the same. Also, I mean, you can play aggressive. You can fly at him early, let him get a kill, just find the trade, right? But I think that's going to be the key headed into this Search and Destroy, is finding a way to neutralize that sniper. And, you know, we saw the smokes going down earlier, people trying to sprint through smokes. Maybe let's not do that anymore. Let's reel it back.
Yeah. There's no need to do that, because obviously smokes are a lot better in this game than they were in the previous title.
What's different?
It's just not as easy to one-way anymore. You can't just see people through the smoke if you're just standing in it. The auto aim is still a little bit up in the air, but as long as you are not having an advantage, just throwing it at your feet, it works out.
So that's good. So that means we should keep snipers, is what you're telling me.
Down.
All right, you can see the last 4 Search and Destroys for G2. They've been playing well. 6-1 on Colossus, a 6-1 on Raid, a loss on Scar, and a 6-3 on Colossus. So far, Colossus, they have been absolutely dominant at. Took out LA Thieves, big win on Cloud9 New York. And on this map, I mean, when we were early playing wagers on this, I was just kind of flying through mid, wall bouncing out, trying to make plays. You can approach it a little bit more methodical as well.
So let's see how both of these teams are going to do it. G2 going to be the initial team on the offense. Skies is playing for a pick, is able to spot out Envoy, and I love that. Just throw the shoulder, keep him at bay. No need to force that fight.
Yeah, Estriel with bomb in hand, trying to get some information over towards A. Typically, the defensive team, you'll see a player try to push up through A. Orgless opting to sit back, take their time, let Sib get some information with the sniper. You can see on the minimap, Envoy pushing up, an engagement coming up soon. Kremp laying down, just not ready for it, but in response, Sib does find that snipe that I was talking about.
Big time shot onto Caesar Skies, and then Neptune is able to strike for the second kill on the round.
Wow, he's won.
Knocked down to 9 HP in a dream. No one's gonna keep him alive, and Estriel is just gonna line up another multi-kill. Just something that this guy loves about getting a two-piece around the map. 1v2 now for Sib.
Did Ghosty get a bullet off?
No.
Dude, Estriel's a man on a mission right now. Looping the map together, bomb in hand, gonna try to get it down maybe towards B. Looking for the information first. Sib does have a sniper in hand, so you have to be very, very careful here jump peeking. Mamba just trying to see where Sib is positioning himself. Sib with the first kill, has the sub in hand as well, gets away with his life, 1v1.
Yeah, don't give him an angle. Estriel just had to value his life there, force him to push you, but Mamba in a 1v1v Sib has him trapped and also has the right gun for the occasion. Able to clutch up for G2. Even when Sib almost makes something out of nothing, they take the opening round.
Yeah, and for those of you at home playing against a sniper, you can learn from that in what he did. He saw him, backed him down a little bit, and in his small window of opportunity, positions himself to get the kill instantly when he repeaks. Just well done by Mamba. A very tense, a scary situation when you know it's Sib on the other end, but hey, man, the rookie getting it done.
Yeah, and I just love the confidence he's playing with, because you're thinking, all right, Sib has a head glitch there. I just got the bomb down. Bomb's planted for their spawn. I could probably just back up, but that's probably what Sib is expecting you to do. You take the fight to him, and you make the play come to you.
Oh, yeah, show me this.
And that's a good stuff there from Mamba.
I mean, Ghost just didn't even have a chance. He did hit a couple of bullets, but that's just Estriel hitting every single shot. The movement comes in. Didn't even need a wall bounce for that one. Estriel's impact is felt, whether he has bomb or not. The guy's making plays.
So now it's time for Orgless on their offensive approach. Envoy got caught last time working his way through B. The bomb is going to work its way towards that A site. Sniper in the hands of Sib is able to spot that one player on the backside of yellow, but Envoy again falls to the hands of the First Blood.
Yeah, he's going to get pre-nated. No trophies earned just yet. I would have liked to see him maybe have flak on. Not sure how many nades had landed there. But advantage going to be on the side of G2. Can Ghosty make a play? So often did he make that play on map number 1. It wasn't enough, but he finds a kill to even out the odds. 3 versus 3. Bomb's still down. Estriel trying to take some space, finds the kill onto Neptune. And what do you do here?
Good shoulder. That's a good shoulder, but a bad auto man too. It doesn't matter. Still another 1v1 Wheeler.
Yeah, how is this a 1v1? Sib with the pistol in hand. 1-on-1 versus Skies. Hey, let's just both pull the sniper out and try to make a play.
Let's have a duel off. But Sib already has a better weapon of choice. That SMG in hand. 30 seconds to go. Trying to gain some kind of info to spot him, but you see the glare. You know Skies is whole way, and you got the head glitch. I know Skies was what, 9-1 last time he spawned in on Colossus. Yeah, that's an ego child and a half, and Sib makes you pay for it.
Yeah, we talked about how to neutralize the sniper out of Skies. Well, you just put one in the hands of Sib. And these guys are familiar with each other. They've played a lot of tournaments together. You know Skies wanted that one, but Sib getting the best of him right now.
Yeah, that's just perfect timing right there from Sib, because once you're able to spot that glare, you know, a little bit of the wiggle on the way back up off the crouch. You just have the easier angle.
Yeah, the repeat there is crazy, but he's been hitting all his shots, right? So if you're Skies, I mean, I can't really blame you. But 1-1, switching gears over on the offensive side. G2, Estriel with the bomb once again. An aggressive push so far. Trying to gain information. You're going to slow down. You got Kremp watching top mid. Skies trying to find a snipe. He's got to deal with Sib. Once again, if Sib, he's going to back down, opting to not try to take that challenge.
But Orgless, the way that they came out on their defensive approach, they took the entire map away. So G2 got to hit a couple attacks, trying to get some team pushes going, because you're simply going to walk into the entire setup of Crossfire. Skies now left in a 1v4. Come here, Dylan. You're not having a good time. He falls, but Orgless, with the quick adjustments on their defense, is taking the map away from G2. Made that round look very easy.
Yeah, and you know, we saw earlier a couple players trying to snipe top mid, because you can get the information. I think it was Beans that we were watching. And you see there, like, Sib goes to snipe B side, and they just get all of top mid control. It's so difficult to try to take space when they have top mid. Here we go, one of the shots from Sib earlier. Nice snipe onto Mamba.
You're just not prepared for that if you're Mamba. All right, we didn't see anything. Yeah. He's sly chowing me with a sniper for first blood.
Well, he came from B, right? So it's like he wrapped the whole map and got that kill. But here we go. 2-1. Bomb in hand on the side of Neptune. Still off to a slow start here in this search and destroy. Stuns go down up top. No information gained. Kremp kind of lurking here. He can be the playmaker. Going to get first blooded by Envoy. That's just a read. Sib with another snipe. His impact is felt every single round seemingly, and the space is taken. Bomb should be able to go down at A.
Yeah, as soon as Kremp falls, he's probably thinking B, 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 and that's what forces Mamba to reposition and get caught. So in the 2v4, now a 2v3 with Estriel taking care of Envoy. Skies lines up the snipe onto Sim. Potentially a 4v2 on the horizon, but Neptune shuts it down.
Yeah, that's good for them too, and that's good for Neptune. Getting going, finding those two. Smelt blood in the water, went in, found the 2, 3-1, trying to even out this series after losing map number 1, Jay.
Yeah, Kremp is usually one of those guys that loves to be the island player, try to find openings so he can make those big-time plays. But so far, him and Envoy are going duel for duel. It's either a nade or a gunny, or camp in the corner that's just shutting down those playmakers, and that has been the key.
And you're going to get punished a little bit more in this title, Jay, if you do get first blooded, because then you're in a 3 versus 4 situation where if they have a sniper just watching their whole team play buddy system and push, you can't poke out and like get that free kill to even out the odds, right? So a dynamic shift in our search and destroy. Should be awesome to see how these teams adapt to it. But Skies, once again, taking the sniper out, trying to play for information. Bomb in hand for Estriel. Taking space over towards B. You don't often see B pushes on this map, but massive opportunity here as all of Orgless gave it up.
Yeah, but they going back to the same setup that worked previously. I'm taking the entire map away from you.
Another
Will
kill.
be laid off their rotation, and Sib is able to find it with the snipe. He knows there's still going to be more nearby.
Well, if you don't make plays when the smoke is invested, it's going to be tough. And now you have Sib over here, wall jumping, finding information, a 3 versus 4 situation.
Oh my.
Sib cannot miss with the sniper right now. I wasn't familiar with Sib's sniper game.
Hey, man, the guy's a straight shooter, so straight shooters got to be able to shoot a 1-bullet gun, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true. You know, I was always of the thought process of like, hey, my teammate's a great AR, just keep the AR in your hand. You were very much on the opposite end of that.
Yeah, I was like, nah, bro, sniper's way more impactful.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, V-push, though, they tried it. Didn't end up working. Down 4-1 in this map.
They just do it. They just take way too long to do it, though, Wheeler.
You gotta make plays with the smoke.
By the time you get to this position, it's 25 seconds knocked off the game clock. There was no one from Orgless on this side of the map, but since you're just sitting there waiting, not really making the initiative to make the play go to them, no. Sib just wraps back, gets the timing, gets the first one, and now you're stuck right there in bottom tunnel. Not ideal for
Yeah,
G2.
I'd like to see all our attacks go out, us maybe, you know, fly up to the crate at least. You don't gotta bang out the spawn, but not doing that. Here we go, an all-out push, aggression from the side of G2. Trying to get themselves a quick round. They have full map control. The wrap comes in, and Sib, sniper in hand once again, just gonna hold the push through. The wrap comes in, Neptune with 1 onto Kremp. That's the 3rd round he's been first blooded so far.
He just keeps on getting caught, man. Now in the man advantage, all you have to do is just value your life, but Sib continues to chow. He said, Scott, I'll just watch you dominate, but no problem. I'm going to take over this map right here. Estriel's able to at least make it more manageable. He's finessing with his life stalls. Time for Mamba, so 2v2, still manageable.
Yeah, 2v2, and they got to get bombed. And it is not in a great spot. Mamba with another kill. They have split. Mamba able to get away with his life. It might be time to group up if you're G2.
Yeah, so now Neptune's just playing for timings. He's not going to have the info that the bomb is going to be down.
There's enough time.
But he spots it.
Okay. I thought he was going to fly off it with the sniper. Closes the distance, finds 1. Oh! I was holding my breath a little bit. G2 Minnesota getting away with that one, but it did get a little scary.
Yeah, the buddy system, thankfully, it worked out.
I mean, it was weird to begin with. They were like split, bomb down, playing for information.
They just didn't have the info that the bomb was down because they probably play it on their side of the Coliseum, but at least they kept his timing, and Mamba doesn't get world starred there.
No, that would have been
G2
bad.
to put their 2nd on the board.
Yeah, that might have been a stamp on this one. But yeah,
that's a 2v4 too.
Yeah, it was 2-4 in the game. G2 back on offense. what we often call the swing round. You win this round, you have a chance in this map. What will they elect? Which bomb site will they go to? Looks like an aggressive push over towards A. Trophies down, stuns out. Estriel pushing up, trying to find information. Envoy not in the greatest position if they check it, but Neptune too quick, jumps down from mid, finds 2 kills and gives them a definitive advantage.
Oh, and the smoke grenade, at least for now, is going to work out for Mamba to find his second on the round. But now Skies v Sib. Sib got the better of him last time. Skies looking for the revenge.
Yeah, Sib with a little bit of information. Gonna go for the chase. 50-50 chance, takes the wrong angle, goes over towards B. Will Skies take the space fast enough before Sib can get back in the fold?
Picks up the Dravik.
He's scared. Backing all the way up.
It's because a map like Colossus, you don't want to get bad timing. You can move from both sides very, very quickly. So you want to play for some information before you make that objective play call. 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, Skies is playing for the kill here. Sib has no idea what's going on. He has looped the entire map. He has checked everything. He's went all the way from A side through B. The gunfight comes in and Sib gets caught and shot in the back. And to be honest, Jay, that was the unreadable.
No.
What Skies just did.
Yeah, you can't read that. I was thinking potentially a sound cue is going to go through that bottom tunnel, but Sib doesn't get the
He wrapped the whole map.
Yeah, you can't read that.
Yeah, great plays by Skies, getting his 1v1 win back, even with Sib on the series. 3-4, we talked about the swing round. There is life if you're Minnesota, but what do you do on the defensive side? It's been so tough this entire game. Kremp's been getting blooded a lot. I think he has to back up and play with the team. You tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, just play a little bit slower. Like right now, your team has gotten through these last couple of rounds with you not really being impactful, so just staying alive longer than 15 to 20 seconds might be the play call. Let's just slow down the game a little bit. No need to take some risks because Skies is now starting to hit his shots. First blood onto Sib.
Yeah, the aggression comes in after that. You have to be very careful here not to even out the odds. They back them down. They know exactly where all of Orgless is at right now, and you can kind of trap them in, and that's what you're seeing. Estriel, he has the push through. They're not trying to push up too far, just making them plant the bomb, and that's exactly what I was going to tell you. If I'm G2, I come into this round going, let's make them plant.
And so far, at least they're looking to give up that A site. Skies is holding across through bottom tunnel. A little bit of a skip going on. I don't know if the players are getting that, but 45 seconds left to go. Orgless are looking for a scam, and they're not giving them anything.
Yeah, I mean, this is being played very well right now. You can see Kremp all the way in the depths of his base. He hasn't had a great map so far. He's been getting picked off. Ghosty up here has made some impact plays, evening out the odds and the numbers. All 3 up here, checking everything. Bottom green. The information comes in out of Skies, and on the side of G2, they're just playing a retake on A.
Yep, and they try to do it from top mid.
There's no help.
Just goes a little bit too fast. Gives the freebie to Envoy. 3v3 with bomb getting down. Envoy is out of there.
Yeah, Envoy gets kind of lost. Players looking for him. Skies can't find him. Shots come down from Neptune. He's going to find the kill onto Mamba.
Oh!
And off the top ropes he goes. And that's going to be very scary. If Neptune gets going, it's going to be tough for G2.
Yeah, that's unacceptable out of G2. Like, you get
Kremp
the first blood.
Yeah.
Kremp just tries to be the initiator. Like, you're playing for them to get the bomb down. But
yeah, you're playing a retake.
Even if they get the bomb down, you still have the numbers advantage. You just go way too fast. And that's like his play style. It's like he lives or dies by that situational play call. And when it's working, it works.
Yeah, it was weird though because Skies peaks, right? And he gets the information and he leaves. And there is no way for Skies, the other guy bottom green, to be in that play. And Kremp decides to chow. So maybe a lapse in communication, or Kremp just jumping the gun here at 1-7. But he has a chance to be the hero. Can he bounce back? Waiting on it. There's a trophy up there. So don't think that's going to be success. Somehow it works.
Yeah,
but look at number 6. Look at Envoy. He's making a play. He's behind enemy lines. He can be a thorn in their side. Finds one. Can he get another one? Skies to his left. Gonna get taken out.
Oh, but he finds an opening. Like you said, only able to take down one. Neptune was just simply trying to bait for him to create that opening, but does get caught by that nade. And now, Estriel, your turn to strike. You take care of Sib. You set up your teammate for the final kill. So G2 extending this S&D a little bit longer.
Yep, extending a little bit longer indeed. And, it's going to come down to if those early engagements from Kremp can go his way. We'll see if he opts to play aggressive going to this next round. But, Jay, I would love to see a round 11.
Oh, 100%, man. And for Kremp's sake, it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. You still got 2 rounds potentially to turn this entire game around. He does find one in that previous round. But now into round 10, The answer for them has just simply being shutting down that A site. Whenever they're giving up A for free, that's when they tend to struggle on their retakes. But let's set the tone. Let's not allow them to be comfortable again.
Yeah, looking like a map spread on the side of G2, playing pretty far back. Skies, I believe he has a sniper, just playing information deep. Could end up seeing him versus Ghosty in a gunfight here. You got Kremp playing in the depths of spawn, playing a little bit slower on the B site. I think that's the correct decision. All the players on Orgless sort of rallying over here towards yellow, pushing out this A bomb. No stuns or nades flown over yet. They have the advantage here early. And it seems like G2 is just going to let them try to get up to this bomb and try to get a pick.
Oh, and Skies unfortunately gives up his cut. Just switches up the angle and then allows Sib to walk away with that first blood. But now you have top mid control if you're G2. So you got to have your head on a swivel now if you're Sib.
Yeah, Sib, he's made so many plays. Every time I think he's in a tough spot, he just gets a crazy quick scope. And there you go, Ghosty with one, finds two. It would be a 1v3 for Mamba. He's down low bottom green, just trying to get the opening kill to give himself even a chance. Not able to do it. Orgless on top, and we've talked so much about how good Skies have been with the sniper. Sib just absolutely dominated.
Yeah, these early rounds in the game was truly the difference maker because Sib was winning multiple gunfights with that sniper in hand versus Skies. You weren't allowing them to be comfortable on their play calls. And then finally towards the second half of that game, they made some adjustments on their defensive approach. It's like every single time Orgless are going to take away this A site from you. They're going to force you to either work your way through top mid or B side. And every time you gave it to them, they out-traded you because they had SMGs. So.
G2's A defense was terrible. I mean, you saw it multiple times. It's like they're playing a retake, but they're not actually playing a retake. Like somebody just either throw their life or die somewhere else on the map. But G2 going to have to address that going forward. We're tied 1-1 in the series going into an overload. Whose chances do you like?
I'm not gonna lie, G2 and Overload, it's just the teamwork aspect that they have been showing so far throughout this entire weekend. We saw what they did in their last series. On the opposite side for Orgless, they got dominated by Optic. So I don't know, G2, even though they fell short here, they're probably thinking we should have walked away with that SMD.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about Overload here in a bit, but as we watch the highlights early and often, it was Sib just popping kills with the sniper. I wasn't familiar with the sniper game, but man, he was putting on a highlight show.
Yeah, it's easy when you're just allowing him to make those plays because you're being late in your play calls.
Yeah, this is another round that was a little bit weird, right? Like it was just Sib back there, the smoke goes down, and they didn't try to position themselves on the crate, just got picked, and another one, Mamba trying to make some massive plays. Man, I feel like he's had a lot of like super close moments. That's one that goes down, but he keeps going for the World Star, almost coming up with it.
Yeah, Mamba's just him, man. He knows what it's like to obviously play on the big stage. He got a little bit of a taste of it at the end of last season. So far, he has the confidence, especially when how you ended last season, taking down FaZe the way that you did. You know that I can compete with the best, and he's at least showing it so far early into his career.
Honestly, other than like the A defense and how they played the retake, I think both these teams are going to be good search teams.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, both of them from top to bottom got good search players.
But I don't know. Hopefully,
and good snipers.
Yeah, the sniper's got to be it because it changes a lot of these teams' play styles if you don't have that sniper in hand.
Yeah, I mean, Sib instantly becomes a far better search and destroy player if he has the sniper in hand. But yeah, so far 1-1 in this series. Throughout this tournament, we've seen Orgless, obviously, versus Optic, where they lose. Have they been tested prior to the Optic match, really?
No, not really. I would say, like, Thieves was their toughest test, but they took care of them with ease. So other than that, no, not at all.
And then G2 from round one of losers find themselves here. 15-3 map count throughout losers, 15-6 overall in the tournament. It's been an unbelievable run for them. Talk to me about their run earlier on.
It was insane to see because they start off in winner's bracket getting slammed in their first series. And then after that, they just looked like a totally different lineup. And I think it was due to the fact that the SMGs really came to play. Astrio and Kremp were taking over in respawns, making plays in search and destroys. You were getting what you needed out of your ARs. And so far, that has been the story of the weekend for this team. ARs are now starting to step up. Kremp has a slow search and destroy.
Yeah.
You see that result. You need to kick it back up.
Yeah, 100%. You need to kick it back up. But that's what we've seen all day today so far. In the respawns, Kremp and Astrio have just been ridiculous. And, we talked a little bit about this bracket. We're only 9 days in. This is a kickoff tournament. I'm officially saying this counts as a chip. You look at some of the greats and some of the chips they count. This counts as a chip if you win this. But either way, one of these teams that win this, they have to go up against Optic. That's a tall task. Optic haven't lost a map. They haven't lost a match since May 25th, as Chris told us in top of show.
The crazy thing is, like, when I look at that Optic lineup, and if you mentally are thinking going into the season, who our top 3 are going to be? Or you would say Optic, you would say Thieves, and you would say FaZe. FaZe, now with their roster changes, have the strategy aspect. Thieves, now with their roster changes, have the raw talent aspect. But the difference between both of them is that they don't have both of them. Optic have both of them.
Yeah.
With that young gun in Mercules, how consistent they play, and also not making a team change plays a big part because you know how the next man right next to you is playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, taking the names out of it and the history, I guess, for both of these teams, stylistically, who matches up better with Optic if they were to make it out of the series?
I would say Orgless, because they've already played them once. You know what they threw at you in that opening series. It was a close, hard point. You got steamrolled into Search and Destroy because you couldn't find any success in First Bloods, and then you got ran over into Overload because you just couldn't find any success in Slaying.
Sounds like they got cooked.
Yeah, but when you get cooked like that, it prepares you for the next time that you match up. So, in my opinion, Orgless.
Fair enough. Me and Jay, we casted a Scar earlier in Overload, and trying to decide what we think the better side is. Have we made our decision?
No, I'm telling you, it's this side. It's the other side, where Envoy just instantly capped from. You already had G2 sending their pressure over through playing, but no one through the middle of the map. It took 1 kill for them to get a score, so that's perfectly executed out of Orgless.
Yeah, the EMP going to reset. Only 1 player over here if you're G2. Mamba going to get taken out. The aggression coming in from Orgless. As Jay said, he prefers this side. They're going to grab the EMP, going to opt to wrap it. Got to deal with the players that are in Delhi. Envoy checking his corners. Ghosty finds the kill early enough, and now you can slow it down, wait for a couple multi-kills to come in before you make your push.
Yeah, and Orgless are like, wait, how did we just get slammed on this map earlier? Oh, yeah, someone working this late pinch towards top green. This is what Civ is currently doing. And then everybody else just working their way through Hotel. You have the map control. You are trading out effectively. Ghosty on 5 in a row in top green. Trying to make it kill number 6, but at least you get the trade there from Mr. McLeod. And that's another score quickly from Orgless.
Yeah, the rally could come in here as well. Waiting for the EMP to reset. You still got McLeod, as you call him. Neptune in spawn, just wreaking havoc. Has both weapons in hand. Gonna finally get taken out. Switch gears over here to Ghost. He finds a kill up top. Can he get away with his life? He does. He's going to try to position himself top green and just be a nuisance and rely on his teammates to try to find the kills around the EMP.
Yeah, now someone has to waste time to locate Ghosty and take care of him because his teammates on the opposite side are already finding pressure up through Hotel. This is a scary situation to be in now if you're our G2 because you are getting slapped in the face. There's so much pressure. There's so much map control right now in favor of Orgless. And with them having a 2-0 lead, Envoy finds another kill. Yeah, no need to rush this. Let's play for another wave.
Yeah, top green gonna find that kill, but A-OK if you're Orgless. You're gonna have another fight before EMP even gets into control. That's Envoy over there. Finds the one up top, but Sky's able to get away with the EMP and wrap it. Ghosty gets some shots down, just trying to stay alive. That position is so important. It's going to slow them down the longer he stays up. The impact is being felt. Wow. Ghosty finds 2. Map control on the side of Orgless.
Oh, and Ghosty's thinking they should be getting those truck spawns. No one towards the back right. But at least you're able to take care of the most impactful player so far on this play, and that leads to now 3 dead. Neptune, last player alive towards top Motel. But that EMP being down towards the middle of the map. G2 need to not allow them to touch this.
Yeah, G2 just haven't really been able to stop the bleeding. Mamba at 2 and 8 right now. Astro 4 and 7. That's where you're going to need them to get it going soon. Neptune, big gunfight onto Kremp. Kremp able to win and stabilize for now.
Here.
And Kremp just going to fly. Not waiting for his teammates. Now opting to slow down. Wait for the assistance. The tacks go down. Can he find the kill? Boy, he does. And as you mentioned, you get over here, it's an easy score.
Yeah, that's perfect right there from G2 because obviously the EMP spawning over towards Hotel side with the positionings that Orgless had towards green, you're going to spawn on that side of the map.
Yep.
So they said, screw wrapping back to fight out our spawn. Let's just push through. 1 to 2 kills is all we need, and they finally put 1 on the board.
Yep, able to take out Skies in the middle. 1 minute and 30 left on the clock. If you're Orgless, you'd like to extend your lead a little bit going into the next side.
It's a good side, man. Can't waste any opportunities if you are Orgless because G2 have played a lot of Scar Overload this weekend. And now it's Kremp's turn to pop 3. All map control in their favor. We're talking about running up the score, and you might be able to put another one in. The movement there from Estriel ties the game.
And what a response from Kremp. A very slow search and destroy, getting it going here in Overload. The EMP just reset. Kremp once again just doing the dirty. The nade comes in from Skies. They have control with 3 dead. Are they going to be able to push it up and score in time? Going to opt to take their time, play the spawn kills. Mamba over the top. Kremp with the trade. The pressure comes in. The goal potentially being scored. Ghosty out of ammo. And Skies with the cleanup.
Man, the map control right now from Minnesota is to perfection. Both sides can be very impactful, but when that EMP spawns over towards plane, you got to take advantage of it. And they are capitalizing so far at the end of this round. Not on the preferred side, but you put 3 in on the goal. Orgless, they're thinking, oh, we were up 2-0. We should be steamrolling them now, but they have been lackluster in their slaying, and that has been the difference on the second half of this first round. Wow, what a kill.
I mean, it just felt like in the beginning of this game, Ghosty was just top green the entire round, and they couldn't deal with him. Once they were able to finally deal with him and get pushed up, they were able to get something going, but there's 3 seconds left. No score going to be able to come in at this point. But right now, G2 up 3-2 here in Overload. Got to be feeling good about their chances.
100%, man. Ghosty was sitting at like 10-2. He ends that round 14-12. So he started losing gunfights, probably didn't have the spawns that he wanted or the map control that he wanted, because you were just getting gunned to shreds. But even with such a quick start, the teamwork is always going to make the dream work, and Minnesota were able to capitalize not once, not twice, but 3 times, not on the preferred sides, to give them the advantage going into the better half this now.
Yeah, it's just such a battle, man, right? Like, you have to be able to find the guy green, and then you can finally get your opportunity, in which they do. Desperate needed Kremp to turn up. He did. In a great spot. Kremp with the 3-piece over here is what allowed that to even happen. They just remained map control for the rest of that round. But let's switch gears over. Get into the second half here of Overload, in which I'm loving so far, by the way. This is great.
It's super fun, man. It's super exciting to watch. Goal line stops, objective play, teamwork needs to be on full display, and this time G2 make their adjustments. They said, oh, we got 1 kill and scored? Yeah, everybody stacked through the middle of the map. Leads to a couple kills going their way. But
Kremp
still
pushed up.
map control on both sides.
Yeah, Kremp pushed up, trying to be the impact player, is able to find 1, but cleaned up shortly after. EMP going to be near Deli. Neptune opting to play for the kills instead. Going to get taken out by Skies, and they're burrowed in their base right now, just taking their time. They don't want to get blendered, and I think that was the right decision. Kremp finds 1. Going to try to get Deli control, and right side of the map is available. A pinch might come in if you're Envoy.
Yeah, you have Deli control, but you have to also work your way for some hotel. That's why Estriel is valuing his life on this side of the map, but now you have to wrap back. Teammates are dropping like flies through the middle. Sid, the teamwork, the wall bounce from both players at the same time. Yeah, you're not going to read that. But you got to iron up and clutch up in some of these fights, and they lose the initial 2.
Yeah, that's a goal right there. That was wonderfully played as well. Orgless, I mean, it was a battle back and forth from mid-control. They're able to get that EMP, get it through Deli into blue immediately. But now you got to start thinking about reset. How are we going to regain control of the map? Full control right now. 4G2 pushed all the way up. Can they get the score in time? It's going to be tough. You're getting sandwiched.
Yeah, Estriel's just surrounded by multiple players on the side of Orgless. Yeah. Off the respawn, Envoys is able to keep him at bay. And even though you make it a 2-2 split in the kill feed, the EMP in control of Orgless for now.
You see, Skies doesn't want to give up that position.
Nope.
He just wants to stay alive, heavily relying on his teammates. Mamba finds 1. Skies with another one up top. That's going to be massive. You can't score it just yet. How do you want to play this? Kremp with 1. They're going to opt to play through mid. Taken out by Sib. It's a battle back and forth tie game right now. And those gunfights can get so awkward when people wall bounce over you. But able to stabilize if you're G2.
Still all tied up. EMP sitting dead center of the map. Both teams just trying to fight for some kind of mid-map control, put themselves in a position to start to set up that push. With 3 go down in the feed, the EMP resets over towards Broken Plain side, and if you are G2, you have players in a position to slow them down.
Yeah, I mean, if you're G2, you saw when they wrapped it towards mid. I would have liked to see them maybe take that all the way to A, search and destroy.
100%.
We watched FaZe Vegas, who looked incredible on this map, and that's all they kept on doing. But let's switch over towards Orgless. Finding a couple kills is Kremp to slow down this push. That's 3 in the feed, and now an all-out frenzy towards green. First player that's pushed up on the map is Estriel. He's taken down, so an opportunity here if you're Orgless. just kind of this game's gotten stalled out a bit. Both teams know exactly what the other one is trying to do, where they're trying to push, and how they want to play it. And we're kind of in a stalemate currently. Who will break through? Who will make the play? And right now, that's McLeod with a huge 2.
Yeah, that's 3 dead in the feed. Now, if you're Ghosty, you find this second one around the middle of the map, destroys Estriel. And now a majority of G2 are coming off the respawn, but you take care of the player holding down the EMP. Now you're banking on Envoy to pop kill after kill because no one's in a position to retrieve it. And G2 are going to be able to shut down the push, but the reset doesn't come in. Orgless still have a chance here.
Yeah, Orgless still have a chance. That's a massive 2 kills out of Sib, applying pressure into top blue. Player spawning right near the EMP. That's going to be Estriel. Can he make a play? So often he does. Ghosty going to find 2, though.
Gotta touch it.
You have to grab it in time. Can he get there? Going to get shot in the back, and the reset comes in.
So now only a minute left to go, and this is the first time you're watching in the chat. If you wipe away this minute and it goes to overtime, it's basically TDM.
Right? Now I'm rooting for that, but that's 2 kills. Map control on the side of Orgless currently. They got to find one player. That's Estriel. He's going to be a thorn in their side. Finds one and gets multi. 2. You cannot let that happen. It seemed like everything was working out so well for Orgless, and they were going to have a big push, but now you got to take the EMP and wrap it.
She might wrap back into death if Mamba could have found something on that pinch, but he gets shut down. So 30 seconds remaining on the game clock.
Mamba has 8 goals in the tournament so far. You can see it on the right side. Will he be the guy that puts the stamp on this one and closes it out? Or will we go into OT, into the 4v4 TDM situation? I'm really rooting for OT here.
You gotta be very crucial on when you decide to make this play, but Orgless are gonna give up. They're still trying to push over towards Boo. They can get over to this B point, but Krep is gonna shut it down with the pinch. That's all 4 dead in the feed, but you died at the right time. 4v4 overtime, here we go.
4v4 overtime, here we go. The shots go down onto Mamba. He's weak. It doesn't look like Envoy spawning, so 3 versus 4 as it stands right now. EMP control on the side of Kremp, just playing for information. Essentially, it's a search and destroy round.
And the crazy thing is, Will, I think since they have the live advantage, they can just wait. They don't have to die, and I think they get the round win.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, you have the man-up advantage.
I'm furious. Anyway, Sky's on the steps, just going to back down, not let Sib get any angle on him. We'll see how they decide to play it. They're just kind of tucked up around Deli. If you're Orgless and you do have that in mind, you have to actively play for a huge pick here. You see Sib, he's lurking. He would be the player to make the huge play. He's just looking over Neptune. He's going to peek out. He's going to find Skies. That's massive.
So now it's a 3v3, bro. A minute left to go. Neptune spots him through the middle of the map, but Mamba takes care of Sid. You gotta value your life if you're Neptune, but it's a 1v3 for Ghosty.
It's a 1v3 for Ghosty. Ghosty at the trailer right now. One slides behind him. The shots come in, and I believe it's Mamba who closes it out. Production came in earlier, said he has 8 goals in the tournament so far. He can do it with the EMP in hand, or he can just close it out if we go to OT. What a performance.
I'm really curious to why Envoy didn't get the spawn back up. Because when
he died before,
that
right?
double, yeah, but they got 0-4 after Kremp pops 2, but there was still like 6 seconds remaining. If you die in that time span, you should 100% get a respawn there.
Where's Commissioner Clint?
Yeah, I'm really curious about
Commissioner
that
Clint,
I thought he died in time.
Please come break this down for me. But let's take a look here at the scoreboard. It's popping up here. Yeah, Krep with the instant response, 4,000 damage, Jay. Absolutely taken over. He had such a slow search and destroy, so that was massive for him.
Yeah, he's just one of those playmaking guys. If you allow him to get behind enemy lines, he kept on slipping his way through broken plane, making impactful play after impactful play, either with an SMG or the AR in hand. It all depends on what kind of gunfights he was willing to take, but 24 non-traded kills, puts down 4K damage. And he didn't have to score any goals, but you're getting all the kills.
Yeah, he made the massive play. I mean, you think back to, you know, the round number 1 where it was kind of slow. They needed a big opportunity. He found the 3 kills by fences back blue that allowed them to get those 2 goals. So, yeah, that was a fun map, man. Going down to OT. Would like clarification onto what happened with Envoy, but nevertheless, G2 find themselves up 2-1 in a very exciting overload.
Yeah, now you're feeling fantastic if you're G2 because what has been treating them well so far all throughout this weekend? Hardpoint specifically on Colossus. You beat the hell out of Thieves. You beat the hell out of the last team that you just played, and now you're going into the same map where you know what your SMGs are capable of, what your ARs are going to do, setting yourselves up off the rotation. So you are feeling really good to close this out in 4, but Orgless, they are just a couple moments away, a couple little mistakes away from them potentially being up 3-0 in this series and it being done. But now backs against the wall, you got to fight.
The way people play overall is going to change so much.
100%.
I mean, we're still seeing the, like, let's fly out a little bit too early. People are going to become so much more patient and wait for the opportunities. And I think the nature of the viewing experience, at least of Overload, is awesome because you almost have to make a highlight to score a goal.
Oh, yeah.
They all spawn so close to the point. Somebody has to pop a big 2 or 3. We saw Kremp do it a couple times, but we also saw Ghosty doing it. And so far throughout this match, Ghosty's been sensational when they've needed him. He stepped up.
Yeah, when Ghosty was doing it, especially in that first half, they were scoring nonstop.
Yeah.
Started off 2-0, even with Envoy getting that 1 kill off the rip and scoring for free. It's just his impactful plays, his impactful positions was very hard to deal with. But once they started getting reads on him, and then you flip sides and they're doing it back to you, yeah, you're not going to have a good time.
Yeah, and he's going to be the player that I'm looking at going into this next map to have a big performance. We've seen Neptune have some individual big plays to search and destroy. He stepped up a bit
on this map yesterday, bro.
So is that who you're looking at going into this one to take over?
Yeah, McLeod is him, gang. He's him.
And force us to this game 5. Well, looks like we're going to be headed into, is this Colossus?
Yeah, it's Colossus,
this
brother.
is.
We're going
Colossus.
back.
Colossus hardpoint can get pretty hectic. Talk to me about it.
It definitely can, but it can also be very slow paced because a lot of these hills on this map can be lockdown hills. P2 is very difficult to break from the front. So you have to find angles either working through the OE or through top mid. If you're not finding success in that category, you're going to struggle and get one full for 60. The same thing could be said for P4. It's on the complete opposite side of the map. You need to find an angle on the OE, through the outskirts, or top mid. If you're consistently trying to funnel your way through, yeah, you're going to get steamrolled.
And I believe it was G2 that we watched earlier on this map. They have a great understanding of it. It was versus FaZe. A couple of huge breaks coming in. And yeah, it was Kremp with the 53 kills. Looking to replicate that performance, possibly break his own kill record early. Hey, I didn't see all the Colossus yesterday, but I'm assuming that's kill record, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. Because I'm pretty sure, well, actually, him and Neptune might be tied.
What,
Both 53 on this map.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. The battle of the Colossus Demons. You know, if I had to pick my favorite map in this game,
Talk to me.
to watch Colossus, to play Scar.
Okay. All right.
How are you feeling this, John?
I'm down with that, but I don't know if you got a chance to watch some Den. Den Overload is my favorite Overload map, no doubt.
I don't think I've seen a Den Overload.
Den Overload is very, very fun. My hard point so far this weekend, even though I've only seen it a couple of times.
I mean, the Den hard point that we watched was awesome.
I was going to say Exposure, but nah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go Colossus.
Well, listen, Grand Finals is a best of 7, so we might see a lot of those maps coming out. But all right, talk to me on the side of G2. Okay, so this team so far, they've been sensational.
Yeah.
They've been having a crazy run. What game mode has been sort of their bread and butter so far?
I would say Overload, man. Like,
Really?
you've seen what they're able to do. They only fell short, I'm pretty sure, twice this weekend. That was versus a better team. And I guess initially versus Carolina, they beat them in a 3-0 fashion. But then in your last series, you clutch up on the Overload. Like, this has been their go-to mode. And this is what I was saying for some of these teams who, on paper, don't have, like, the best names. You need to put in extra work. Be more prepared than these other guys. And I feel like they've been showing that, especially in that new mode.
And, you know, it's great for them, too, especially a guy like Mamba, which we haven't talked about as often. We'll get to Mamba in a second. Let's talk about Ghosty as they pull up what he's been doing. Like I mentioned, you know, they're down, but he has been performing. He's been the guy making the impact plays. But switch back over as we hop on board here with G2. Mamba, I would love to see him stay with Craze, but I think he found himself in such a good spot here on G2. The compliment in Skies and then having the 2 sub-demons. We'll see if they're able to close this series out up 2-1.
And so far, this is a perfect start. The ideal start that you want if you are Orgless. Fight for that stature, control, walk away with your gunfight. And now you are forcing G2 to hit a lot of stuns and hit a lot of nades because you can't waste a lot of time to work your way back over towards stature to get a break. Still 30 seconds to fight for.
Yeah, a lot of time to be earned here on P1. 20 seconds earned so far by Orgless. Sib up to 4. Make that... Thought it was going to be
4.5.
Yeah, 4.5. Neptune finding 2, and as we mentioned, other than the search, has been a little slower of a series for him, but on this map is where he can really get going.
Yeah, and this is where Orgless are taking the pace away, taking the space away. You're instantly going to be able to flip these spawns after basically a perfect P1 hold. Now you're fully set up here at the P2. Sib is in a position to earn himself an early Hellstorm.
I mean, look how
All
far
I gotta
pushed
do is
out
just
they are.
watch the OE, get some good timing, but Astro gets the better of him.
Yeah, and you saw Neptune pushed all the way up. And he's gonna
that's a close spawn.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to end up getting the spawn out over there. simply because of how far Neptune pushed, but I'm not sure it really even matters because you can hold this from the front. You can find the kills if you can trade effectively. It's exactly what they're doing. Neptune with the cleanup, still earning time, 50-0. And the spawn flip comes in once again. Advantage Orgless making a statement here early on Colossus.
G2 got to come alive, man. You can't give up this final 25, but that decision might be already made for you. Mamba's going to pop a double. Sky's trying to get a trade, but you get shut down. And now a couple split spawns are coming in, but Envoy is on point. Able to read the first player. You also already have Neptune off the rotation over towards P3, so 64-0. It doesn't get any better than this.
It does not get better than that. And with a rotation win potentially coming in, but the pinch comes in from Kremp, finding two. Envoy and Neptune go down. And Estrio with another one as well. So stabilizing if you're G2, but a lot of work needs to be done. You need to pick up a big chunk here. You cannot allow them to break this.
Yeah, Neptune was blessed with a free pinch spawn. He was able to spawn right behind him towards that P2 area. Find one kill, force everyone on the side of G2 to turn around and focus on him. That leads to a good break for a good chunk of time, potentially. Kremp is gonna find a second kill onto Ghosty, so the break is hit, and you need this time. You can't mess around anymore.
My goodness, the pinches on this map are wide.
They
are so fast, and you know the nature of this hill being on the 50-yard line means you're gonna get a lot of flip spawns, some parallels coming in. But Estrio with a three-piece every time his name gets called, he answers, makes a huge play to stabilize, going to be down about 40 points. The rotation, though, currently going to be in the hands of G2. You got Kremp early over here, going to have a couple players that he needs to deal with. Sib with the AR, don't want to take that fight. Able to take down Neptune, and right now G2 with an opportunity, Jay.
Yeah, and this is what we're talking about. You get over towards those P2s and the P4s, just funneling your way through the front is not going to lead to a lot of success, so someone has to work on a route. Thankfully, Neptune is going to take his sweet time to work through P3 side, get right behind the enemy lines, and Kremp puts down some shots and is able to find the kill and block those spawns, so they had the positioning to break.
Yeah, but Kremp is tweaking right now.
Yeah,
I mean, you saw him, first of all, he was doing 360s, and then he just decides to randomly push out BS and D. So Kremp gonna have to lock in here, maybe playing a little bit too aggressive. Comms got wild, but Control gonna switch over towards Orgless. Neptune in the time, up to 12 and 8. Sib with the cleanups, finds himself 3. He's nasty with 2 headshots back to back, extending their lead.
And now it's the fight for the statue Control. It's easier for Orgless, getting that old time, being already on this side of the map to just push their way on forward, but Kremp is not going to allow them to do it for free. He lines up 3 on the pinch, still reading the pressure. Envoy's able to get the better of him, but finally G2 are getting some points off P1, Wheeler. They didn't do it first go around.
Yeah, this is exactly how you want to play it as well. You get a guy over here towards Statue, that Sky's making some plays, so they have to funnel themselves up a staircase. 2 go down. Kremp with the trade onto Sib. 1 player to deal with, that's Envoy, not able to do it just yet. He finds 2 in what would have been a huge swing moment in this map. Orgless able to get control once again and extend their lead.
And now they are again controlling over towards Statue side. You are forcing G2 to spawn on the outskirts. They are forced to work their way through tunnel or wrap their way instantly towards top mid. You don't have a lot of opportunities. So far, they're not capitalizing on anything thrown at them, but there you go. The bait and switch, potentially for the final 15 seconds. It's a battle for the rotation, and every kill that you get is even better, Scott, because your teammates are set up.
Yeah, I mean, G2, they've had a couple opportunities.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a steamroll, but every single time they've needed that final kill, they haven't been able to do it. Kremp with the early fight onto Neptune, gonna win that. Control on the side of G2. The wall bounces are in. The challenges come through. Skies again with 2. All it is Ghosty to deal with, and he goes down. Full control on the side of G2, and Sky's gonna push out and make a play.
And now you can basically tie this game up. You know exactly where all the pressure's gonna come from because Skies takes all of mid-map away. Unfortunately, he is gonna fall, but only being down by 40. It's ideal. You find a couple kills through the front. 3-for-1 trade. Neptune last one alive. He's able to find a double, but the
Skies has to get
still
this.
There. Sky's got to finesse.
He's got to finesse. He's got to, at the very least, buy a little bit of time, which he does. The sun's come down. Envoy trapped in the corner. Estrio going to take him out, and Kremp with the follow-up. A fantastic hill for G2. Bringing themselves back into this game as we rotate over towards P3. Who's going to be the player in position to make a play? As it stands right now, it's Mamba.
Oh, Mamba with a big initial gunfight. Skies also finds one across the map, but at least for now, the rotation is won by Orgless. Spawn's getting a little bit mixy. You instantly got to spawn up and hold your pre-aim because it's going to be pressure right in your face. But Orgless is just keeping their comfortable lead on their end.
Yeah, right now, G2 in control. Mamba finds one. Skies with another. Krep every single time. He's just making plays. The wall bang from Skies, again, having a great performance on a 4, up to 17 if you're Skies. He's been having a tournament so far. They have stabilized, Jay, and they could take the lead with a full hold.
Oh,
here.
yeah, this is a scary situation to be in now if you are Orgless, because you're getting the bad spawns. You're not getting any time on P3. Stuns and nades, and the wall bangs are even connecting. And Skies might be really close to earning himself a Hellstorm. You can tie the game up if you walk away with all this remaining at P3. But you also had that rotation over towards New. Do not allow this guy to get the Hellstorm because you can't break from front, guaranteed.
Yeah, that was a wonderful, wonderful back-to-back.
That's
P2
beautiful,
into P3, and as you can see right now, the rotation as well. G2 already there, Estrio in the front, and seemingly a perfect setup with Skies down low. He knows there's going to be no threat coming from the back if you're G2. Skies just cleared it out. We can funnel through front and try to find some kills. Right now, it's Estrio laying down behind, waiting for his teammates, waiting for the assistance. The kills come in from Krep. That's a 2-piece. 3 down, 4 dead in the kill feed. If you're G2, a wonderful comeback so far and a chance to extend this lead.
They're just not giving them any opportunities, Wheeler. They are forcing them to work their way through the front door. This is impossible to do unless you're starting off with the gunfights. And they combine for 3 in the feed. Somehow, some way, Mamba is still the last man standing, but you lose a spawn. You still have the Hellstorm in the back pocket, but who cares? The gunny's hitting. You should be able to walk away with this final 15.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a little worse if Orgless didn't get in for that about 10 seconds. So going to give themselves a little bit of a lifeline. We're going to rotate back to top mid. And if you remember, it was excellently played by G2, but it was Envoy with a miraculous 2-piece to give them the time.
Yeah, that second set of hard points was dominated by Minnesota.
Yeah.
They just went from P1, finding the final 15, flawless at P2, basically flawless at P3 in about 45 seconds at the P4 for this 30-point lead. Now, you just don't want to allow Orgless to get back into the mix, but Mr. McLeod is able to line up a double. We need a good chunk of time here still at P1.
Yeah, and trying to figure out what Mamba's plan is here. He's just trying to stay alive, wait for the assistance. You got Neptune just looking for him. Hasn't been able to find him. Finally does. The flurry of kills comes in for the side of Orgless. Only 1 remaining in a fantastic hold so far here on P1. Neptune up to 30.
Yeah, you got to take care of him over towards Statue. Thankfully, the trade is there, but Sibs also got the cover fire as well. So 3 for 2 in the kill feed. Orgless, lead change again. They have the rotation that they want, but you can see on your minimap, Mamba thinking a step ahead. He's going to be able to spot at least 1 player into Sib.
Oh, what a play.
Your teammates are starting to combine for kills. Do the spawns flip? They do not, so Mamba's got more work to do.
No, this is a good situation if you're G2. 2 players spawn out. You know there's potentially 1 more. It's Estrio. His job is recon. Find out where the lurking player is. We have to kill him and take him out. Mamba comes in for the help. They're not able to isolate those kills. 2 dead if you're G2, and Orgless with the break-in spawns in a terrible situation if you're G2, spawning all the way out with players pushed out.
Yeah, this is no time to waste. Guys knows I need to get them out of this time. We need to get the information so we can open up on a route, try to flip them across the map, but P2 is a money hill.
Huge.
And he's able to find a double. It's just no one in a position to try to contest this yet. Mamba's got a one-on-one, and he's able to win it.
Yeah, that's a huge kill, actually. A nice 2-piece from the streak. Skies inside front time. You have a couple of players to help. Neptune gonna sneak by, find 1. Not only 1, but 2. Ghosty with the cleanup as well, and it's just Mamba.
Now it's just Ghosty. With his teammates early off the rotation over towards P3. Do not allow Mr. Bueno to control bottom tunnel because those wall bangs were felt last go around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly what it was. He got into bottom green. You can just make so many plays, but here comes the pinch. And once again, it's Mamba. He's not able to impact this play, but Krep with 2. You have to get in. You can't allow them to set up on this hill. Sky's down low. He got red this time. Ghosty with 2-piece.
And Orgless, they're trying to force this game 5. Really, they don't need 25 more seconds, but here comes Mamba again on the pinch. The teammate is not going to help, but at least the break is there for G2. We saw what they were able to do the last go-around. Chain the ending of this P3 to a flawless P4. It's back and forth. They can basically tie the game if they can hold on for the rest, but you can already see Sib thinking about the next play. We need to flip these spawns.
Yeah, it's a tough decision to make here if you're G2.
What a corner.
Not want to give up this scrap. And like you said, what a corner finds one. Mamba in a situation, 3 players trying to hunt him down. He's just buying time. Can the assistance come in? It does not. So 20 seconds to close this one out if you're Orgless. You have the early setup. Who can make the play if you're G2? Right now, position to do it, it's Estriel. He gets through, he finds one. Got to make a play soon, Jay.
Got to keep on going, man, but that's already 4 dead in the feed, so the final push for G2 is going to be right through the front. Sib going to make it a little bit more difficult by taking space away, lines up the first kill, pistol out, finds kill number 2, and we're going to another game number 5.
Oh my goodness, wouldn't have it any other way. What a series so far, and what a map out of Orgless. I mean, off the rip, they were dominating. Looked like they were going to close that one out, and then G2's second rotation of Hills just got activated, made some great plays, but in the end, it's Orgless, Sib and crew able to take over.
It's unreal, man, because it was back and forth. Minnesota do exactly what they need to. Get a Hellstorm, change P2 to P3 to P4 for a 30-point lead. It's just at the ending of that P4, you lose some gunfights to lose statue control. That's what eventually leads for Orgless to dominate P1, maintain the P2 side, not even have to worry about that Hellstorm being invested. And then just at the very end, being on the preferred side to close out the game. They showed fight, man. Everyone had their big time plays. Neptune this time around drops 40 in the respawn. And another game 5. Wheeler, is this our thing now?
It's our thing.
We go game 5.
If we're casting, it's going to game 5. And I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. A Den Search and Destroy, we've played quite a bit of wagers. It's one of our maps that we like to play. But we haven't played it with a sniper. So we'll see how that sort of plays out. Maybe put the player at A, just with a sniper overlook. Where would you put the sniper at?
I think obviously top middle, because if you can dominate mid-map control, you're instantly shutting down that B-bomb.
Yeah, sure.
You want to just scout over towards A, gain the info, and just play for the retake.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about this last hard point early on. I mean, it was all Orgless. It was such a good setup on that first P1. They're able to chain it, get themselves a big lead. And, you know, every single time G2, they weren't necessarily playing bad.
No.
Just the final kill never went their way. We get over towards the second rotation of Hills, and that's where G2 came alive.
Yeah, I think like G2 just have to do a little bit more homework when you talk about these P1s, because when they get shut down on their initial routes, they were just trying to funnel their way through top mid off of stuns and nades. You're not going to find success if the trophy systems are on, if someone's rocking flak.
Yeah.
Those nades aren't really as impactful. And even like the blow-up radius for Semtex or Frags, it's not really that big.
Yeah, it's
so
different.
if you're not hitting the proper routes and taking those time to find breaks and execute them as a team, that's what the scoreboard looks like, especially with the P1 dominance that Orgless has.
You got to be so coordinated, man.
Yep.
Right, like on a map like this, communication has to be on point. And, you know, we were talking a lot about, you know, on the side of G2, the way that they're playing it, how Mambo is on every rotation. We have to show some love to the side of Orgless. Ghosty making some massive plays. Neptune popping 40 on that map. The dynamic seems to work with this team. They're gelling well.
When you take a look at that game flow, obviously it was perfect for Orgless in the beginning of that game. Then you go for the lead change. But then once you go to 183 to 150, that is at the ending of the P4 going into the P1. The P1 was the best hill on the map there for Orgless. They were able to manage that, manage stage control, manage the Hellstorm that got invested at the next hill, and just kept the lead to close out that game to force game 5. This is a gritty one, man. It's a very gritty one.
Yeah, that one comes down to the play Envoy made, in my opinion, man.
Okay.
Finding that two-piece was massive. You know, it would have blown the game wide open if you were G2. Yeah, I'm excited to get to this game 5 search and destroy. Before that, let's take a look at the brackets so far. We mentioned the run that has been had so far by G2 all the way from losers round 1. They went through a gauntlet too. I mean, they played LA Thieves, they played FaZe Vegas, Cloud9 New York, a bunch of pro teams leaving them in their wake, and now in a situation to win game 5 and get a spot in the grand final.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get to the grand final, but you got to play Optic. So you better be on point. These little mistakes versus the best team in the game, at least currently, yeah, you can't have those.
Yep. And we were talking about who we think matches up better versus that Optic Texas squad. And I believe you said it was Orgless. You know, after watching this, man, I think both these teams are going to give them a run for their money. But yeah, I'm looking over at G2 and I'm looking at Kremp in the first search and destroy. Wasn't playing that well.
2-9, man.
Yeah.
Can't have that, especially out of a guy who has built his reputation in that mode.
Yeah.
He needs to have impactful plays, or at least be with his team a part of the play instead of being ISO.
So aside from him in this series, who are you looking at to be the X factor, to make the big plays?
Well, Sib definitely got it done on the side of Orgless with his sniper being felt. On a map like Den, you can expect the same exact results, but I'm looking at Neptune. Neptune is the guy that can consistently shut down the pressure, especially over towards that B site. And he's going to have a lot of fights with Kremp.
Yeah, he started off slow in the series. He really got going, especially in that overload. Looked like he got a little bit more comfortable. Kremp, like you said, was getting first blood at a ton. He's going to have to reel that back here on Den. And as you mentioned, with the sniper, not sure if they will play mid or will they play over towards A. If we see them playing towards mid, then Kremp not going to be able to fly through like we've seen him in previous titles try to catch the timing.
And you also just don't want to take as much risk with the sniper being in play. A shoulder at B, with you being the only player on that side of the map, can lose you the round if you do fall to the hands of that quick scope. Can't afford that. You got to make sure that we're trying to play for your information early on. And when you have your advantage, play with your advantage, man. 4v3, let's just not get caught isolated.
Absolutely. And Den just a visually appealing map as well.
Looks so good, man.
It looks so good, man. Look at the detail on that dragon. Yeah, I mean, they killed it this year, man. I really do enjoy this game. The maps look good. They play well. They make sense.
Yep.
Especially in Hardpoint. Overload's fun. We're still getting used to it. But yeah, so far so good. If you're a fan of Call of Duty, Black Ops 7 competitively has delivered early on. We hop here into this game 5. Offense, G2, sniper over towards Dojo. Sib was electric game 2 with the sniper in hand. See, Kremp trying to make a play, trying to get pushed up. He was super slow in game 2, going to get taken out by Envoy. That's another first death from him. I think he's up to 5 in the series.
Yeah, but that's an instant response there from Estriel to still making a manageable situation into 3v3. But look at the route from Mr. McLeod. He's working on the pinch. Skies is able to spot him, but he's only got 1 bullet in the chamber. Let me send it to close out that one. 2v3, make it a 1v3, all left up to Estriel.
Yep, Sib with the cleanup there. Orgless, early round win. You don't see too many pushes like all out over there towards the lower end.
Yeah, it's impossible to do because through the middle of the map, I don't know if you know this, but if anybody that's watching doesn't understand
No, don't tell them our trade secrets here.
I got to, man. You got to spill the beans.
All right.
You can spot if they jump in towards the inside broken wall through the middle of the map based off of a shadow. So just put your brightness up a little bit. You'll see the outline. You're getting the information. Oh, they're definitely going towards A. And Orgless, they were prepared for that push.
If you guys don't know, me and Jay have been abusing that in wagers at home. All right, but here we go. 1-0 Orgless right now. Sib with another big round, 2 kills in that round number 1. Switch things over. Ghosty going to have the bomb, an all-out push towards mid. Sib finding some information, but Skies with 2. And the Ego Chow knew he was going to be there. Takes him down and advantage on the side of G2.
And this is where Kremp likes to play, behind you. Let my teammates get a couple kills, and Caesar Skies Bueno with the sniper. Gets it done from both sides. That's insane what he just did, bro.
Yeah, that was
you understand? He chows the right heady, right? Gets the kill, slides to the left, chows the left heady, that's again.
Show me it again. Here comes
Great
the first
shot,
kill on the
number 1.
Ghosty.
Eagle chow, number 2. Mr. Bueno,
Yo, bro,
on fire with this weapon.
The reason that's nasty is because Sib was hard aiming.
Yeah, and you know you're getting camera. It's just like, he's a professional shooting this weapon.
What do we say when I die like that at home? Bro, I just got blown back. All right, but here we go. 1-1 right here. Both these teams, they've been battling all series long. They both look good. Kremp with the bomb in hand. Maybe they're trying to it looks like they're trying to play a little like late push over towards B, like get the defense to rotate towards A, and Kremp goes and tries to get the bomb down. That's my initial thoughts, but we're gonna hop on board here with Skies, playing information on the jump up, doesn't find anybody. Stuns are coming in, he's waiting for that, gonna position himself top window, and you could see on your mini-map, Estriel's found himself pushed all the way up over towards A, and Orgless don't really have any map control. They're pushed up B, but 2 players sit deep in their base.
Oh, I don't know if they're gonna be able to spot that player on the outskirts, so Neptune's thinking that it's gonna be free, and that's where Kremp is choosing the right corner.
I love it.
Finds a double. Now Estriel has another one. Freebie right in front of him. Saved him with the calm out of Ghosty. Turns at the right time. 2v2.
I mean, wow, I would be raging if I was Estriel right now. That was a pistol. Sib with a snipe as well, backs up, and you know, G2 are setting up a really good round there.
Yeah.
I love the way that they were playing that, but Orgless did not bite, right? Like they wanted them to wrap over towards A, even with Kremp finding the kills, though, it just didn't matter in the end.
Yeah, it's just like when you find those couple of kills at that B site, the play call needs to be different. We already found the 2
B,
guys.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you got the 2 guys that pushed to the B site. Obviously, we have no information on who's playing on the back of their spawn, but B should be clear. We've already had mid control as well, but Estriel just thinks he has a freebie and Ghosty keeps Sib alive.
I mean,
this is crazy.
Yeah, this was nuts. He must have hit every shot. Yeah, wow. And he got shot in the back a little bit, but he hits 2. One of those may have been a headshot. Not entirely sure, but Sib ripping up to 4-1. Earning that 1 death to Skies. He has been excellent so far. You got a player through mid. That's Envoy. He hit the jump up top mid. That's a great position. Only 1 player in Dojo. That's Kremp. Looking like a B push on the side of Orgless. Going to have the position, maybe be able to lay it. You know there's nobody mid currently, so in a good spot here if you're Orgless.
Yeah, this is perfect if you're Orgless, but instead of just getting the objective down with them giving you full bomb site control, you try to send it on through, and Mama makes you pay for it.
What is that?
So now with the 3v4, make it a 4v1. Yeah, we had this round in the bag, and we let it go by walking into the preems on the side of G2. And that's a quick lead tie again. That's a misplay, Wheeler, without question.
I mean, that was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you cleared all of mid and you pushed out Dojo. Once you get in front, Dojo, you just got to lay it. I actually don't mind if they were to have laid it and then chowed as a team.
That's fine.
But yeah, taking the aggressive route there, not ideal. 2-2 on this map so far, though. G2, big round win.
You can't afford those kind of mistakes if you are Orgless. But it is still a new team. There's things that they're going to have to work on, obviously, after this weekend.
Maybe they had him weak or something. I'm not sure.
Even if they had him weak, bro, it doesn't even matter. That's something where you have full bomb site control, you have mid-map control. They can't kill you from anywhere. If you get that bomb planted, yeah, we can't waste no time.
Here you go with a B push, though. They're going to give up mid-map. We know if you jump on that statue, you can get some information. Envoy going to respond from that blackout chow last round with the first blood here onto Kremp. Once again, Kremp going down. First death. Smoke down. Player going in for the wide wrap, and remember, that's Neptune. Look for that later in the round as this develops. Smoke going to dissipate. Envoy takes a little bit of space, and now that's going to back them up into the Neptune pinch. So excellently played so far here if you're Orgless. Neptune applying some pressure, shots down, loses the gunfight. 3 versus 2. There is an opportunity here if you're G2. Just got to decide on how you want to play it. You have enough time.
Yeah, but they still have you trapped. Ghosty with the repositioning to give up mid-map, put himself towards top window. He at least is able to spot 1 player on the cross, but the timing is not the best.
They are not trapped. They're going to push out Ghosty. They get that information, and Mamba, if he checks this corner, he's a go. Does not. Envoy with 1, backing up to Dojo. 1 versus 2 if you're Estriel.
No need to make this a one-on-one gunfight. Allow that time to keep on ticking. Now Sib is going to get back into the play. He is going to put down a shot, so now you are aware of his positioning.
You can plant behind.
Oh!
He went for the wall bounce. Sib was ready for it. Nice snipe from the statue, and yeah, that was a battle there. You saw the way Orgless wanted to play it, right? Like, we're going to play B, send Neptune on the wide pinch and trap them. Estriel, what the hell's going on right here?
Oh, no, it's just a crosshair mishap. Don't worry about it. It's not.
But you saw the way that they wanted to play it. They trapped him in and let Neptune sort of find the kills, but Estriel gives himself an opportunity, and that's the ability to create. That's something that G2 has. In Estriel and in Kremp, you can create plays. Not winning that round, but that was a hell of an effort.
Yeah, and I feel like Orgless almost let that one get away from them, especially with what Envoy was able to do. The only player at Beads that started off, you get the first kill and you get your life done. That should be locked and loaded, but nonetheless, you get the round win. You have the advantage up by 1. Now with trophies just to work with, you're slowly going to edge your way up towards this A side. Sid is going to get caught, knocked down to 53 HP, and you're going to send in Estriel to potentially find 1, but he's got to stay alive now.
And the little misdirection, so often do we make this play. You make them all wrap, and then you get it down at the other bomb site. Now their job, Sib and Neptune, is just to get away with your life. Play for the push through to eliminate that possibility. They do just that. Player pushed all the way up into Dojo and Envoy, and now full control. Orgless, this is their round to lose.
Yeah, and they're wasting a lot of time off the rip already, just isolating onto Sid. Because it's about another 10 seconds before they can even get close towards this B side, but with only 30 seconds left, if you are G2, I'd push out 1 way.
I mean, wherever you have your double, which would be through mid, that's where you have to press your advantage, right? So look for those 2 players to try to make the first play here. But Kremp snuck through. Neptune going to chase, find that kill. 13 seconds left on the clock. There's not enough time to win this round if you're G2. Just well done by Orgless. A little misdirection. Love the way that they played it, backing up. And even with Sib dying, he was just so far pushed out that he just buys enough time and information.
Yeah, that's a perfect play call there from Orgless to go for that 2-2 split. Because if you're just thinking, all right, I'm covering this A site, there's only a sniper here. They're probably not going to go here. But the fact that they spot that second player, that's where the comms start coming in, especially from Estriel, who thought he was going to potentially fall to the hands of Sib with that snipe in hand. He's thinking, oh, the play's definitely here. The play's definitely at A.
Yeah.
And then Envoy, you know, making big-time plays, gets the bomb down at the opposite site. You set up post-plant. Easy.
We've seen both teams try to make the play, like the misdirection, get B down. And, yeah, I mean, I think, like, you can retake A relatively easy. You know what I mean? So maybe we'll see teams just not bite on that. But here we go. Middle right now, Skies trying to find some success with the sniper. Bomb going to get taken down by Envoy. Another first blood for him. I believe he's up to 3. Orgless up 4-2. This is the swing round. This will be a massive round for G2 if they're able to win it down 3v4.
Yeah, Envoy keeps just getting a pick at this B site. And now you're stuck between a rock and a hard place on what you're trying to get done. You're looking for a kill, trying to make it a manageable situation, turn it into a 3v3. But with only 50 seconds left to go, Sib, there's no need to worry about that A site. Skies, you need to find one here.
Skies needs to find one, but they're not giving him any peeks. Neptune finds a kill as well, and now you find yourself in a 2 versus 4 situation with a sniper. For now, Kremp giving himself an opportunity with the 2-piece rip. Envoy is second time over challenging a little bit, and now you're free roaming here. You can go straight to A and get bombed down.
Yeah, because who just got a kill? It was Neptune. Oh, he's still alive. That means he's still at that B site. So maximum there can be is one player here at A, but there's going to be no one in sight. Bomb down, 2v2, 45.
Look at the angle that Skies is taking. Such a tight angle. Not sure if he picked up an AR or sub, but he does have the sniper in hand if he opts to choose it. Corner camped outside. Does Kremp get bad timing here? Gonna group up with his teammate. Skies with the sniper overlook.
Wow.
This is the craziest COD timing I've seen.
This is unbelievable.
They know exactly where they're at.
Kremp is going to get some information of one player on towards the site. Skies throws that shoulder, sniper in hand. Let's make sure we got the pistol to assist our teammate. And you're going to be able to almost line up the double, but screw the double kill. The 4v2 out of Skies and Kremp in the swing round gives them some momentum going into round A.
Once again, I talked about a couple rounds ago, the ability to create. That's the reason they go grab players like this. Early on, it was Estriel, and now it's Kremp. We talked about Kremp. He was slow in that game 2 search and destroy, but when he needed it most, finds the kill onto Sib, jumps up, and just a lapse in mental here from Envoy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Unacceptable, man.
You can't challenge. I mean, it's a heady, right?
Like Sib dying in a 4v2 with the sniper in hand, when all 3 of your players are at that B site, we still have the numbers advantage. There's no need to force a one-on-one gunfight, but unfortunately, it comes back to bite you. You give up a 2v4, you give momentum to G2.
Well, here we go. A little bit of a default offensive round here. If you're Orgless, just trying to play information, Sib middle. One player you'll have to deal with is Sky. Stun comes in, information is gathered. Sky's going to play a little bit aggressive. He has the cross now. Envoy already got through. Smokes down, so Sky's opting to look for Sib, middle.
Yeah, he's got to change up his angle. You don't know if Envoy's still going to be in that same position, but the smoke grenade too impactful. So allow him to get out. And look what it does. You back down Skies from mid-map. You take mid-map away from them. And now Sid doesn't have the right weapon for the occasion, but at least you know nobody's here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised at how aggressive he's been so far with the sniper in hand. He's that confident.
He's walking around with this bottom man.
Yeah, he pull the pistol out, my boy. Sky's pushed up, though. Not going to connect on that shot. Sib knows where a couple players are located. The shots are down. Have to make plays off of his aggression. Love it. Kremp going to fly back, though. Find 2.
2v2, though. Oh, great shots there out of Envoy. Now it's all up to Caesar Skies Bueno. Sniper pistol in hand.
You just can't give him a peek, and you give him a peek.
It to him.
Once again, Skies, he's been electrifying in search and destroy all day long, up to 6. 1 versus 1 versus Envoy. Envoy trailing behind him. And at this point, if you're Envoy, you just got to play timing.
Yeah, I'm playing clock. There's no need to peek it ever again, but Skies is going to send it and get taken down. Orgless.
Hey, he got some shots down now.
Yeah.
He got a couple shots down.
Definitely got a couple shots down, but when you're pre-aiming at a door, that's how the gunfight should go. You know, the guy's just ready for it.
I ain't gonna lie, I always get nervous when I see that because, I die all the time. Pre-aiming the door, somebody slides out, but it's an Envoy a bit better than I am. And here we go.
Game point now.
Game point if you're Orgless. 5-3. Kremp has been electric. Mamba so far having a slow one. Switching gears over Orgless. Everybody contributing so far. They've showed us some pretty cool strats as well. They've had some traps, even some of the rounds that they've lost. It's been awesome to see. They're clearly rehearsed in Search and Destroy. And once again, Sib looking over mid. We're going to send Neptune out to get a bit aggressive. Nobody at A if you're Orgless. The bomb getting pushed in as we speak.
Yeah, you don't waste any time here because you know that Sib's going to be using that sniper, and he puts himself in an angle, but the stun connecting doesn't allow him to get out of dodge. So first blood to Estriel. Bomb being planted at A. You had the man advantage. Bomb's planted on the side, so you can see it from multiple different angles. This is one you can't let slip if you're G2.
Yeah, just a blind counter. You saw them try to stack mid, and G2 off the rip of the round. It was all A all day. Estriel pushed up here. The Jigglepy comes in for Envoy. Gets a couple shots down for the successful trade in Neptune. 3 versus 2 situation. Overextending and dead. Giving themselves an opportunity. 4-5.
Yeah, just throws them off with that play call, like you said.
Yeah, just a blind
stack
counter.
Towards mid, you stack over towards B with a 2-2 split. No one gaining any information at A. And as soon as you put yourself in a position to try to contest the stun, hit Sib at the bottom of the feet, you're not able to get out with the sniper pistol in hand. And as soon as that first blood goes down out of a sniper player, you know, there's no one else here. Let's enter the planet. It should be us.
Yeah, and you know, like as we talked about earlier, like you have to have a player committed over towards Dojo, right? So you know Sib's been middle every round. So that's just a educated guess and a great play call by whoever set it on G2 to take a fearless round. And here we go, maybe mirroring the exact same play. Everybody on Orgless pushing over towards this A site. Sib's got the overlook on the left. Ghosty with bomb in hand and a Dravik as well.
Yeah, and they're not wasting any time. They're already in towards the A side. Trophy systems are going to go down. The bomb is going to be planted uncontested.
Yeah, and you probably know Skies has a sniper, right? So it's like just don't give peeks and wait. Backing all the way up is Ghosty.
Got to do this together if you are G2.
Yeah, gearing up for a push right now. Kremp with the M15 in hand. Envoy's going to find one. Do you opt to play this aggressive if you're Orgless?
Oh, the hit marker doesn't even make a difference because Sib still finds a kill. 20 seconds to go. Envoy finds a second on the round. 1v3, make it 1v nothing. And Orgless get the better of G2, not once, but twice in Search and Destroy. So walk away into game 5, baby.
Dude, Envoy was sensational at map.
Oh, yeah.
Some massive plays happening back and forth. But yeah, this team in Search and Destroy, a little bit better than I expected.
And that's what happens when you're making big-time plays, when you're finding success early on in the first blood category, and you're just valuing your life and allowing the teamwork to actually show. We saw it in a couple of rounds, Wheeler, you called it, the rotation, showing face here, completely blind countering them on the other side. A couple of rounds you definitely slipped off and gave up a couple for free, but that was perfectly played right there out of Orgless to walk away with this series.
We talked about it. Kremp dropping 12. That's the guy we were looking at to take over, but Mamba with
I didn't realize
1.
Mamba had a dud, bro.
Yeah, he wasn't playing great. And they played the map well, though.
I think the big thing.
Well, they had like 2 rounds they shouldn't have won, right?
I think the big thing was the map 4, honestly, though. Like,
I think
Kremp lost
4v2, 1v2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was